So you mentioned earlier you talked about game engines. You built your own game engine. So what does that do to your development process specifically?
To our development process, it makes it a lot slower. 100%. Like things that like we would have had from the get-go with animation system with using our like Unity or Unreal would have been animation systems, rendering, importing models and networking and having to do each of those things ourselves. It was we wanted to learn as much as we could. Like we didn't want to just smash out a game as quick as we could. Like we wanted to like even if the game wasn't successful, walk away with so much new knowledge of how 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 lower level things work, how how all our processes would fit together. Like someone
Yeah,
making a model to me importing it to me rendering it, like having an
every step of
understanding
the
of the
way.
entire process. Yeah, it's it's definitely taken a lot longer. I think it took me like 6 months just to get the animation system to work, which was importing Simon's models into the game, like the bones and rigging and getting all that done. But now that it's done and we have 100% control over it, we can optimize it, we can adapt it to new things. It's like our own like little universe within this game that we can just we're not restricted in what we want to do.
Yeah.
And so I'd say that if I knew it would have taken 5 years, I definitely would have been a lot daunting at the start. But now that I'm here, I can 100% say that yeah, I don't regret going with our own engine.
Absolutely. And so I know very little about the business side of it, but I know Steam obviously takes a cut. They have to make money somehow.
Yeah,
But isn't it true that if you use something like Unreal Engine up to a certain amount of money that you make on the game, they don't charge you, but after that there's like a
yeah,
licensing fee per title that you
yeah,
sell?
yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think
yeah,
that was
that
a
would
good.
also add up too. So you have the benefit of not having to worry about that for because you have
Yeah,
your own
yeah,
engine.
that's true.
Do you see
Yeah,
yourself using it for another game in the future as well? Is it something you can
yeah.
build on?
Yeah, I would definitely want to keep using my stuff just because, not because the other game engines are bad. It's just that with our game engine, we can just cut out everything that we don't need, and because of that, the game can run faster. The game download is smaller, and when we're diagnosing issues, if there's a problem with Unreal Engine, I don't know if there are many. Like it's outside of my control.
Hmm.
Like having full responsibility and full control is definitely a, like a lot more pressure on us, but having that control and just being able to fix things and not being limited is something that we like.
Yeah. I hadn't even thought of that. If like Unreal Engine's encountering some kind of issue, your business is going to suffer. So now
Yeah,
you're in control of that too. So I imagine there's so many other different layers that go into
yeah.
that. But that is really interesting. So 5 years to develop the engine is that's quite a commitment, and I commemorate you for that.
It's been continuous. It wasn't just 5 years on the engine. It was pretty
Mhm.
much like 2 years on the engine, then building some features on it, then another 6 months on the engine, building more features on it. So
Gotcha.
they're both hand in hand.